Welcome to episode 92 of the Curios Cast. This week we're talking about a woman who has 55 batteries in her stomach. We're talking about more people who have pissed in places they shouldn't, and a piffy Jesus. Go on, Rob, play us in.
That's close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing us in, Rob. That was Rob Oliver. You can book him for weddings and other podcast intros.
Lovely tones there to start us off. Who wants to go first?
Yeah,
this week?
we'll jump in straight into some weird news today.
Oh.
I'll go because mine's shit.
Hopefully not shit like last time.
Not actual shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not awful. I think it's quite funny. And it's one of these stories that we've seen these kind of stories 100 times. I just like the amount of detail in the headline here. Mother, 45, who was on the verge of a big move from Northern Ireland to England, claims figure of Jesus Christ in the pith of a clementine reassured her she was doing the right thing.
I think I saw this.
Succinct title there.
Yeah. I have seen this. This must be. I was rooting around earlier looking for things, and one of my mates had shared this. He was the same one that shared the piss in the bed article. I get a lot of content from him actually, and he shared this. This is what I was trying to find. It's quite good, isn't it?
No, it's not.
I think it's good. I mean, it ain't Jesus or whatever the fuck, but it does look like a little man.
It does look like a little man.
Who looks at the pith of a clementine? I've never looked at the pith of a clementine.
Well, yeah,
when
I
you
don't actively inspect it. But
nah, but if you open it up,
that's what I mean.
if you open it up,
if I just saw that, I wouldn't think, oh, there's Jesus there.
You might.
To be fair, when you look at it compared to that picture there as well,
if you
could open up and go,
"It's for a sign." Yeah,
that is the crucified.
Of Jesus is in every kind of pose.
Yeah, I know. No, but that's like your classic Jesus pose, isn't it?
This is your crucified.
Crucified. It's your Jesus crucified pose, isn't it? You get that in church. Yeah. They have a crucifix at the back. I heard a comedian say a joke once about that. Like, why do we all have this? If Jesus did come back, that's the last fucking thing he's going to want to see, isn't it? Like,
the moment of his death.
Yeah, that awful moment of my horrific, torturous death. Yeah. Cheers for that, lads. What are you putting up everywhere? In my house, church is supposed to be his house.
My house.
Yeah, wearing it on jewellery and shit.
Yeah, all you mad cunts got it around your neck. You some sort of fucking... Yeah, anyway,
yeah. So
Jesus coming like that and saying that in church. Mad cunts.
Yeah, Jesus coming rocking up at a oh, you mad cunts! Like, what are you fucking like, eh? Jesus is just on one. He comes back. He's just
anyway. Keyed up.
Yeah,
that might convert me.
I knew someone that went to Ibiza.
Of course he does.
I knew someone that went to Ibiza. Yeah, one of my friends once when they were in Ibiza told this story of it was a club. They do it all up in like a sort of 60s kind of hippie theme. It sounds awesome, and most of the music played all night is kind of like that, like sort of like just 60s and 70s kind of music. It's not like house music, but at one point, all the music goes down. He starts playing John Legend's "Imagine." And a guy come out was carried amongst everyone on like this chair, and he's dressed as Jesus, and he's just smoking a spliff, like smoking an actual spliff, just coming through the crowd, carried on this bed thing, just smoking a spliff, and everyone's just singing "Imagine." Like,
how do you get to be that guy?
I know, what a job! Yeah,
like, is it just like employee of the month gets to do it like that that month or something?
It's like the sheriff. You have to be voted into
qualify,
yeah.
Well, I guess you have to also look a bit like.
He's just said, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
If not, you're fired.
Well, no, because you have to look a bit like Jesus.
This is part of your job.
Doesn't look a thing like Jesus. Well, I guess so, yeah. It was either... No, actually, maybe I'm confusing this. Maybe he was dressed as John Legend. No, he was Jesus. That's what's funny about it. It was like a sort of... Oh, no, I guess Jesus and... John Legend? John Legend's slightly different. Jesus and John Lennon have got a similar hippie John Lennon. They do.
John Legend.
You did say John Legend.
I did say John Legend.
I meant John Lennon.
I meant John Lennon.
Thinking, that's not 60s, but I guess if they're
no, I definitely meant John Lennon. They could have been dressed as John Lennon, and the person I know told me the story and said it was Jesus, but now I'm thinking about it now, they were probably meant to be John Lennon, weren't they?
Yeah.
Because they were playing...
Was there also someone dressed as Yoko Ono?
I don't know.
They thought that was
Jesus.
Jesus.
I
wore glasses, but okay.
Yeah, Jesus came out in his shades.
Yeah.
But I think they were like wearing like shades. I don't know. I think they thought it was Jesus. Maybe they're a fucking idiot.
A lot of holes in this story.
There are now, aren't they? It's like, you know when you retell a story and as you're telling it, you're like, I've now just worked out that this is stupid.
Well, I want it to be it's Jesus.
I want it to be Jesus.
Let's
It's
leave it
better.
at that,
Yeah,
you know.
it's better.
The mystery needs to
better the
remain.
way I misremembered it, possibly, or it was told to me.
There's a comment here in the Daily Mail article saying, utterly ridiculous. You can clearly see it's one of the village people doing the YMCA.
That's good.
I did think, looking at it, to me, it looks less like a crucifixion. It looks more like someone like, hey, like with their arms up in the air, or like.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
Like he's jumping out. He's just done a bungee jump.
Yeah.
Like he's just jumped off the edge.
I do love some of the related articles, sorry, in these fucking... Man with extra large penis claims it's a gift from God.
All right, keep that for next week.
I do fancy a clementine now.
I really fancy a clementine since you start looking at this. Yeah. I've been like,
Yeah.
I was like working out my head. Like, have we got any clementines?
What's the difference between a clementine and a mandarin?
And a satsuma.
And a satsuma, yeah. Are they different things or is it just different names for the same thing?
That's a great question, George.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Join us next week on Name That Fruit.
I'll tell you how many you can eat in like 10 minutes or so. What was that? Remember those guys like smashed like a shit ton of them? When we did
Those
the maths.
oranges, though.
Yeah,
Orange,
they-
it was
30
full on oranges.
kilograms of
And we did the
oranges.
maths on it and it was just crazy.
Yeah,
like,
Rob, you said you were going to try it.
what, eat like 50 odd oranges?
You said, yeah, because so the story was they ate
I
30
did.
kilograms of oranges in like half an hour or something. And then
Yeah.
you done some quick maths, Googled how much the average orange weighs, and then divided it out. And then it worked out that they ate something like 70 oranges in like half an hour. And
And
you
we
wanted
worked
to
out how many
prove
that is
that
each.
it's not possible by seeing how quickly you could eat a couple oranges. So you were going to get 2 or 3 oranges.
Hmm.
Yeah, of course I did that. Yeah, I did do that. Yeah.
I was gonna
I'm not telling now. I'm not.
I was gonna buy some durian fruit and cut into it, and because it was meant to be the like worst smelling smell ever. And I went to some like greengrocers and stuff, and they don't have them. And
I can get it here. We've got.
can you actually get like
Asian supermarkets?
But can
I can buy a whole one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, or they're like frozen.
No,
bits.
you don't want those because they get rid of the smell.
Get the smell out.
Yeah,
So they've got whole ones.
Yeah, you need a
but
whole
they're quite
one.
Expensive, I think.
I think they are really expensive, and it's only like a certain time of year you can get them.
Yeah, I've seen them. Seen them in the Asian supermarket.
Okay.
Do they taste good though? I can't remember.
Are you
Was it
sure
like-
you're not getting mixed up with soursop because they look the same? Because I asked
No, definitely because it had durian fruit written on the sign.
Yeah, because we asked the greengrocer to order one in for us, and they ordered the wrong thing. They ordered soursop.
You still have the soursop.
No.
So what has he done with the soursop? That poor greengrocer.
I'm sure he managed to flog it. Or guanabana.
But yeah, so I'll have a look. I'll go back in. I'll see how much it is.
All right.
And I'll let you know.
But,
I'll send it to you because I'm not opening it in my apartment.
Make sure there's keep your eye out. If there's, I don't know if there is
For
piff
Jesus.
inside. Yeah, but if there's anything in the shape of Jesus, then it might reassure you if you're about to make a big move in your life. Because mother of 5, Jamie Thomas, who's 45, was mulling over a big busy move from Northern Ireland, and she felt reassured by the sweet discovery during the crazy time. That's
crazy
it. There's not much more to the story. This person found Jesus in... How many things has Jesus been found in? There's like the
That's
classic
great
like
question,
burnt
yeah.
toast.
Toast one,
Yeah, like a stain.
Like a stain.
Yeah.
Well, there's the people call them. I think it's the Turin shroud, isn't it? Was like supposedly he wiped his face in this. I just conveniently have a little cloth for me in this shroud. I think like.
Well, it's what he was buried in, apparently.
No, I think it was supposed to. I thought it was like during the crucifixion. Like someone gave up to him.
There's like so many of them. There's like one. I think the one you're thinking of is called like Veronica's shroud, and that was like someone wiped his face when he was on the cross.
Yeah, that was it. And then like gave him it to wipe his face or wiped his face for him.
His face is just there like.
And I think it's I think it's when he's carrying the cross or something.
Yeah, but the Turin shroud's like a massive bit of cloth that apparently, after he was taken off the cross, they wrapped his body in this linen.
Right.
and then put him in the cave or whatever, and then he came back to life.
And that's the thing.
Now it's got like a full imprint of a body that they've tested it, and it is well old, and they don't really know what the stuff on the cloth is. Like it's not like tea. Like when you was at school, you used to do like
make it look older. Yeah.
Letter look really old.
Yeah.
So they don't really know what it is, but yeah, it's obviously not Jesus.
Is it obvious?
The shroud, but it's like a mystery about how this imprint of a man's on this shroud.
You say it's obviously not. It's
actually quite interesting.
It could fucking be that.
Yeah, although if you
I'll go
waiting for more.
I'll go next then.
Yeah,
it's all good. And we'll talk about we'll talk about some Christ related objects in a later episode.
Sure, we will. Yeah,
it's always good, isn't it? So yeah, my story is less holy. It's actually about something to celebrate because it is a world record has been broken according to these doctors.
Whoa!
Because doctors find 55 batteries in women's body. Highest number ever.
Oh.
So
what size batteries?
So these are AA batteries. AA and AAA. I'll send you the link
combination.
There is a picture of them.
Because if you really want to, if it's just how many batteries are in the body, and it's not done by weight or size, you could just bung a load of like watch batteries up there, little tiny ones.
That's cheating.
But I'm going to read this article.
That's grim, man. Because surely.
So the sort of subheading is a bit weird. It says surgeons milked 4 of the cylinders from a colon to her rectum and then retrieved them from the anus.
So I guess it means they like massaged them down.
Like, yeah, do you reckon they pressed on her like stomach or whatever? It's a weird term.
No, I feel like they probably had to cut her open and then.
You reckon?
Milk her.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That can't be good for your intestines.
She just drank loads of milk and like pushed it through.
That's grim.
I like the there's like a bit of bullshit writing at the start of this article. It says the terms emergency and AAA typically connote a roadside incident. Certain doctors in Dublin, however, are unlikely to ever associate those terms with anything but a recent surgery during which they found dozens of batteries in a 66-year-old woman's colon and stomach.
6 years old.
That's grim, man. I mean, it can't be for good reasons that she swallowed all those batteries.
Yeah,
you never know.
There's an X-ray as well. We always love an X-ray on the Curios Cast where we've had in the past like a what was it? A charging cable? Or was it headphones? Headphones, wasn't it?
No, it was a charging cable.
Yeah, it was a micro USB as well.
It was micro USB, wasn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, you can see all the batteries in her body. There'll be a picture of that on screen now for people watching along. It's pretty mad. Like they just look like they look massive, don't they, compared to her body?
They do. Maybe they're just closer.
These batteries in a colon are close. These batteries in a colon are far away.
I've been watching that's on Father Ted as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Watching it recently. Anyway, so yeah, they initially waited because they hoped she would pass the batteries out of her body naturally. Though she released 5 AA batteries in the first week, subsequent X-rays showed that most were still stuck inside, and the woman began experiencing abdominal pain. After realising that her distended stomach was hanging above the pubic bone due to the weight of the batteries, surgeons cut into her abdomen and successfully removed 46 of them. So yeah, you was right, they cut in. Unfortunately, for all involved, 4 additional batteries remained trapped in the colon. As described in the report, doctors milked them into her rectum to remove them from her anus. This brought the total number of batteries she ingested, both AA and AAA, to a whopping 55. To the best of our knowledge, this case represents the highest reported number of batteries ingested at a single point in time, the journal article says. While the incident certainly inspired curious bafflement, the report reminded readers that the ingestion of batteries is a serious, albeit unusual method of self-harm. So yeah, it suggests that she was doing it obviously for
which is quite deep.
Not a very nice reason, which is quite
sad.
Yeah. But also, yeah, just quite funny that the fact that they had to milk them into her rectum. From her rectum into her anus. That adds a lighter spin to the.
I'm sure it does for everyone involved.
The sad part of it is she's not actually going to get a world record certificate because when I was looking up.
Guinness weren't there.
Yeah, when I was looking up the like qualifying factors for getting a Guinness World Record certificate, it can't be anything that like causes harm to you. When it comes to like eating challenges and stuff, there's like a lot of things that are disqualified. Like you can't have most alcohol ingested or anything like that because it's promoting unhealthy behaviour and so on.
Was it Ripley's Believe It or don't they do?
Oh yeah, maybe you could get in them.
Yeah, maybe being Ripley's.
But they also don't. They don't have like things like biggest dick as well, do they? Like they might have like biggest hands, but they won't have anything.
Yeah, I don't think they do
because
they want to be family friendly, right?
Yeah, well, our man could have gone in that. From the article that came up, man with a 10.5 inch penis. Can I just quickly say about this, right? I had a quick scan of it, and it says man who appeared on Channel 4's My Massive Cock. So there's obviously a fucking TV program.
It was on the other day.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw a thing about that. I don't know if it's the same article, but it said viewers are outraged by full frontal nudity in My Massive Cock. I was like, surely the program's called My Massive Cock. Like, how can you be outraged?
It wasn't called
a guy with his cock.
It weren't Songs of Praise, was it? Like the clue was in the title. Yeah,
unbelievable.
You see that all the time. Like viewers are outraged, and it'll be one person tweeted, two people tweeted and went, "Oh my god, that's a big cock. That's outrageous." and then some fucking journalist will be like, "Oh, Twitter's on flames with people. People are going Twitter's mental over it." Yeah, and then
even if it's like 10, 20
publication
people,
like a Daily Mail or something, be like, "Snowflakes have been offended by a cock or something." And this generation, it's like just because one person were like, "Whoa, that's a big cock."
Yeah, I say even if it's like 10 or 20 people, like it's still nothing. Not a lot. Yeah, it's still nothing, and that like the amount of people that would have watched it.
Yeah,
brilliant.
I've been thinking about these batteries, right? Do you reckon they're all empty?
Like used batteries, yeah.
Was she like waiting until they've they've run out of charge?
Probably, because batteries are expensive, man, so you wouldn't want to waste them.
It's true. When I was younger, I remember there was a battery on the floor in my bedroom, like taken out of a TV remote or whatever, and it exploded.
Oh.
Like it
just sitting there?
It didn't fully explode, but it was it started fizzing. So like there was all like shit coming out of one end. It made a noise, like a slight loud noise and stuff. And I shat myself. Like, I was scared. I can't remember how old I was. Like 19 or something like that. No, I was younger. I was about 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So I was like terrified of batteries after for quite a long time. Yeah, because I thought at any minute they could just explode.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a reasonable assumption.
Yeah. I think. So there you go. That's the battery. There's nothing else.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I don't know much about how batteries work or how stomachs work, but like, I guess your stomach acid doesn't actually like melt through metal, right? So like, if you put a battery in a stomach, it doesn't just like melt through. Because surely if the battery acid leaks in your stomach, that would fuck you up.
Yeah, maybe eventually it probably, like if it was in there long enough, it might at least leak some, some battery acid. Yeah. My friend once he had like a 9-volt batteries, like the square ones.
Yeah.
I've got a story about it. He had it in his pocket because like using my guitars and stuff like that. So like he'd had one in his pocket because we were going to band practice.
Did he have it in like a holster?
No, just in his pocket. And then all of a sudden, like he went like, what the fuck? And I was like, well, stop, my legs were hot. And his keys had like gone across the top of the battery and like shorted it, and it had just heated up and like.
Oh, that's mad.
Yeah,
mad, isn't it?
It is mad.
He should have kept it in like the little watch pocket that you've got there. Like,
should have kept it in the watch pocket.
Yeah,
watch pocket.
That's what that little pocket's for. It was for before they invented watches, like wrist watches. You'd put your little pocket watch.
Nah, that's nonsense.
That's not. That's why it's called a pocket watch. You put it in your pocket. I thought it was
called a pocket watch because you put it in your top pocket and you'd go.
No, but then when they invented jeans, they're like, people don't wear. People want to wear jeans. Put it in there.
When you're out on the ranch,
I suppose. Yeah,
that's what I always thought.
I always thought it was.
I did just make it up, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
brilliant. I always thought it was for plectrums. That's where plectrums go.
Oh, that's probably what they made them for.
Yeah.
And a guy at a job I had once, I served, and he thought it was. He sort of laughed when I said that and was like, shows your age or something like that. It was like basically saying it's for condoms. Like,
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not. Is it?
Well, I mean, that definitely isn't true.
Yeah, that definitely isn't true, is it?
Yeah, because it's not
when
even like
when were jeans invented? Like in the 1800s for cowboys, wasn't it?
according to this.
That's what they were.
Yeah, jeans were
working.
They were
be
utilitarian. Gina loves when I say that word because I say it as often as possible.
Utilitarian.
Oh, here we go. Rob, I know you like a little bit of James O'Brien's Mystery Hour on LBC.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Someone called in and asked, what is the little pocket on the right-hand side of a pair of jeans for? And someone who... Their qualification was that they once done a project in college on Levi Strauss, and it is a watch pocket. And it is for cowboys. Back in the 1800s, cowboys used to wear their watches on chains and kept them in their waistcoats to keep them from getting broken. Levi introduced this small pocket where they could keep their watch.
I should have been a cowboy. Yet more evidence. Well, that's the only evidence. And I like wearing plaid shirts.
Oh, here we go. Someone else called up and said, I used to work for Levi's and they called it a condom pocket. Back in the 19th century when jeans were invented, it was called a watch pocket. So even someone who worked for Levi's called it a condom pocket.
Mad.
But surely it's not wide. It's not wide enough for.
It's not, and your condom would poke out. Like the top of the packet would be like poking out. I feel.
Yeah. Can we also just quickly? What type of shirt would you have, George?
Plaid, isn't it?
Oh no!
Why are you shit at saying?
Plaid.
Why are you shit at saying things?
Plaid.
What?
Plaid.
Oh, fucking what? It's got an eye in it.
Yeah, but the English language is stupid, isn't it?
You're fucking stupid. Plaid. How do you? I'm going to say
It's plaid.
How do you pronounce
plaid?
Fucking plaid. There's no way that is plaid. That's bullshit, is what that is.
Have you never heard anyone say it
I
before? You've only read it.
Don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't even
like
think
how do you get
Cowboys-
this far in life without hearing anyone say it?
Maybe cowboys didn't even wear plaid shirts. That's like lumberjacks more, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't even
So
catch
I
him
don't
say
need to
it.
know anyway. What shirts do cowboys wear? Cotton shirts. Is cotton okay? Or should you pronounce it cotton?
No, you got that.
Cotton?
You got that one right.
Plaid, that's a rubbish quirk of the English language. You tell me, Tom, why it's plaid and not plaid.
It just is, man. I don't know. I pronounce things wrong sometimes.
Yeah, but you don't do it on the podcast. I always do it on the fucking podcast.
No, I don't do it on the podcast. I only say words I'm 100% confident in.
I was 100% confident in plaid. Plaid.
All right. Anything more about this battery woman?
No, that's it.
Sounds like
Yeah,
a battery farming. Like she's a battery woman, like a battery hen.
All right. Yeah.
That was
nothing else to do with battery woman, unfortunately.
Rob.
What? Any thoughts on battery?
No. What's your weird news story?
No, I don't really have one this week. I thought we were just finishing up with Georgios.
Okay.
You haven't got one?
No, I haven't got one. Don't worry about it.
Fuck's sake. Look, I'm going to gift you one here.
Well,
don't worry.
last week we were talking about your friends pissing in places,
Yes.
and I want to know, has anyone else
Oh yeah, I
reached
did
out
have.
and,
Yeah, correct. True.
given us any other piss stories?
I did have a follow
That's
up.
good.
Yeah.
So if last week listeners were grossed out by the 40 minutes we spent talking about piss, then they're in luck this week.
yeah, exactly. Well, I've got a couple of real quick ones. Just one of the. You remember I said like it started off only one person had replied, and then actually I left it with a cliffhanger, and I said that he actually ended up saying more, but he obviously got inspired by everyone else talking about it. He eventually did reply, and it's pretty grim, really. Basically, he said he also shot himself in the middle of London in a proper residential area, really badly.
No.
Was walking back on. It came on a matter of minutes. It was about 20 minutes from home and wanted to get an Uber, but was terrified of shitting in the car. So tried to find a place to go, but it was broad daylight in London, so people are everywhere. In the end, I just shit myself in the middle of the street and had to do a 15-minute walk of Shane home.
Oh man. Surely there's
That's grim, innit?
somewhere you can go.
Surely there's something wrong with him, is the thing you should be saying. If he's pissing and shitting himself, I suppose he's only shat himself once, right?
I think that was the once. Maybe a different time. He replied to I also, but I can't find.
Okay, so he's only shot himself once, but he's pissed the bed and appliances.
Oh no, this is a different guy. This is a different guy.
Okay.
This is a different guy. The one who replied originally about pissing in the bed once, but like it wasn't that big a deal. He then said, actually, I'm more of a problem with shit, and he shit himself a few times. Like he once turned up at one of my mates' house just covered in shit, and like no one really knew why, and like,
what do you mean covered?
like I think he must have turned up in the middle of the night or something. Like I don't know why. I can't remember. They sort of half started talking about it, but they didn't go into the full story. But they concluded that he must have like tried to shit halfway home. And like halfway to like my mates tried to shit and probably got caught halfway through it, so just pulled their trousers up because it was like half up them or something. Like
okay,
awful.
It's grim. Anyway, enough of that. We don't talk about shit.
It's gross. Speaking of like being stuck in the middle of London, I have a friend who was out. I wasn't there at the time, but he was out with a group of friends, and they was all drinking. I think it got to the end of the night. You know, they'd left the club or the bar wherever they was at, and he really needed a piss. And again, he said he like couldn't find somewhere to go in and piss. Like everywhere was closed. Didn't know what to do. He's on like a busy street, so he can't just like whip it out and go up a wall or something. And so he didn't know what to do. And then he went down a little side street, but he didn't want to piss like all over the floor for some reason. So he picked up a McDonald's cup that he found on the floor. So he picked up this McDonald's cup, popped the lid off, put the cup in front of his trousers, and then just started pissing, but still had everything inside the trousers. He hadn't undone his button or his fly or anything. So he just held the cup there and then just started pissing in his pants. No. So he's just standing there pissing.
And didn't realise for like a little bit until it's all like running down his leg.
No. And it was too late at that point. He's like, oh fuck it, I'm already going now. So he said it was like such a waste of time because he'd like missed the train and everything so he could go and piss because like, he did. And so he's like spent 10 minutes running around trying to find a toilet and just went, oh fuck it, let's go down here, and then just pissed himself anyway. So he might as well have just pissed himself 10 minutes ago.
Shit.
One of my friends. Again, in London, like you couldn't find somewhere to go. So
it's terrible in London, ain't it? The worst when you get stuck in like.
I hate. Well, East London's not too bad because there's plenty of little alleys, and you can always find somewhere to sort of run off and have a little piss. But
still, though, still hard.
It's still difficult sometimes. But in West London, no alleys. Yeah. We went to Notting Hill Carnival years ago, and obviously then. Everything's especially busy and even more difficult to find places to have a piss because it's just packed everywhere. Yeah. So, we're walking along and he really needed to have a piss. So there were just people just pissing, just, in plain view, just on people's like front lawns and shit.
Yeah.
But,
we are fucking men are animals, isn't they?
Yeah. Like he didn't really want to do that, but eventually he was just like, I need to go.
Just have to.
So he's standing there, got his cock and bollocks out all the way and started pissing. But as he started pissing, the front door of the house opened and a woman came out with her two kids, kids. So obviously then just basically just seeing him pissing, standing there straight away. So he panicked, put his knob away, but was obviously still pissing. So just like pissed all down him and carried on for a little bit. And he was wearing like a light... what they call chinos, like light coloured chinos or like chino shorts or something. Yeah. So it was just like so obvious, and he was just obviously
savage,
devastated. Like, so then we had to try and find him something else to wear, and the only thing that was still open during the Notting Hill Carnival was the most expensive sportswear shop in like West London. So we went and bought him like a pair of sports shorts, like running shorts or whatever.
I would have just got like a whole litre of water and just poured it all over me. Like I would have just like made all of the shorts look wet and like pour it over my head and everything, so it looks like I've been splashed or like fallen in a pool.
That's a thinking man right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But then he just carried his pissy shorts around, pissy trousers around in a plastic bag of him for the rest of the day.
I know a few people that have pissed themselves on the way out, and it's like, I don't want to get rid of these trousers though. Like you think you just got fucked there. They're gone.
Yeah.
Sacrificed. I don't know what to do.
I've never I've never pissed. Yeah, as an adult, I've never pissed myself. Like had that happen. Once or two, once maybe I've been having a wee, and then there's a bit. It's like, why didn't that come out when I was having a wee?
Almost always.
Yeah.
Me and a mate was saying about this. One of our mates was like, "That doesn't happen." That's not almost always. That's a lie. But every now and then, and it's like I said this to him, and he said, "Yeah, I'll do the same thing." He laughed like I try and trick it. I try and trick my knob.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm putting you away. And it doesn't matter because it's like you know when it's going to happen, didn't you? You're like, this time I can sort of feel that it's going to be one of the ones where I piss in, but like I can't. So you go for the trick, and no good. Put it away. A little bit of piss comes out.
So again, that annoys me. I should be in full control of what happens. What's going on?
Yeah, especially as you kind of know it's coming, and it's weird.
Happens sometimes when you have treat yourself to a little sit down wee, I find.
Does it? You think it's more? I haven't noticed the correlation there, but
yeah, I'm not too sure. But yeah, happily to report, it doesn't happen very often.
Good,
which is good.
Good bladder control.
I knew it. There's a. I was about to say a poem. It's probably not a poem, like relevant to this story. But you can shake it, you can squeeze it, you can bang it on the wall. But it's not till it's in your pants that the last drop will finally fall.
It is a poem.
It's quite good. I like that.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing you'd have written on or printed out, like in a frame in someone's in like your aunt and uncle's toilet or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I saw one that was like someone's house and it was like, "We aim to please, you aim to please." Actually, it was probably a pub, wasn't it? That makes more sense.
Oh, that's a Stephen King quote.
Fuck off! It is. That's gonna be a joke. Surely that's one of those jokes where people assign a name to a quote.
Yeah, I think it's like this.
That was his early work.
One of the best things I've seen in the toilet. There was a pub at our uni town. It was proper old man pub, and it had in the toilet above the urinal was like this little leather cushion bit,
so you could rest your head.
And it said dedicated to the late great Oliver Reed, and you could just rest your head on it while pissing, and it was amazing. You'd always pick that spot if it was free, and you go and you just have a little rest.
That is great.
It was. I kind of need to fucking Lawford out. I'll be honest with you. I got my mates also texting me saying when you fucking leaving, and
okay, mate. Yeah,
I've got to get.
Just let all the millions of listeners.
Well, it's contrasting episodes. One really long one short one. You get everything here. You get different flavours.
It's true. What flavour is this then?
Short.
Well, that's episode 92 of the Curios Cast.
Getting close to 100.
Again, I think we say it every other episode, but we're coming up to episode 100.
Woo!
Big plans.
Vote should we do Centurion?
Need to be made for episode 100. Yeah, give us a text, leave a comment what you'd like to see on episode 100, and just text us anytime you've pissed yourself or pissed on something you shouldn't have.
I will say as well, Mouse, I saw on our one of the last ones, he said, because they said
we hadn't uploaded for a while.
We hadn't uploaded for a while, so they thought that we'd finally done the Haunted House episode and got taken over to the other side. I'm still trying to get the Haunted House episode into becoming a reality.
One day, mate.
One day. It wasn't this Halloween.
Maybe for the 100th episode.
We'll do Centurion in a Haunted House. But yeah, so it's in my thoughts, Mouse.
Thoughts and prayers. All right.
Thoughts and prayers.
I also need a piss now as well. So.
Again?
Well, I just drank a load of water during that one. Got
the bladder of a dormouse.
All right.
That's episode 92.